What's up, friends? Welcome back to another episode on Alt Investments. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
And we got a pretty interesting topic today. But before we get into it, this is not financial advice, and please always do your own research.
All right, so today we got the GOAT, Michaeljordan autograph in the house. And we got a little special card, but really this episode is going to be for this autograph. We got the 1998, it's his last shot, a photograph of it, and signed by the GOAT.
That goat. This right here. Actually signed by him, right?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, who was he playing? The Utah Jazz.
They were playing the Jazz.
Okay.
And at the time, the Jazz had John Stockton, Karl Malone. One of the top two dynamic duos probably ever. Well, we didn't get to see it, but other people have seen.
And this was the playoffs.
Yes.
Okay, was this the last series of the playoffs, or was it like?
Oh.
Do we know what round it was? Comment down. Was it the finals? All right. Well, if it's finals, comment down. This is more the expert in the sports.
Yeah, I had a little hiccup there, but you know, it's always all right to be wrong.
Yo, look it up. We have search that up for us. We'll let you know. And also, let's shout out the photographer. This was shot by who we got, Fernando Medina. This is literally a legendary picture, like just not signed. It's referred to as Lastshot.
It's crazy. Honestly, great picture.
Yeah.
You don't see that kind of picture ever nowadays.
In the picture, he's defended by Byron Russell. You can see he shot it, drained the three right in his face. You can actually see it went through it, like it's built sub the rim, right?
You can actually see the net.
Swish through.
Swish.
You got 5 seconds on the shot clock. And it was his last shot. They call it last shot because it was his last shot before he retired for the first time.
Yeah.
Right? So it was his last shot as a Chicago Bull. Was it?
Nah, well, for a Chicago Bull, yeah, but I'm pretty sure this was his
100%.
second. It was his second stint.
What, a stint?
Yeah, it's because
What's
remember, so a stint, like basically, so
A stint.
So he had the first. They
I'm
had
there
the
for
first 3 years where they won,
Mm-hmm.
and then he retired technically.
He retired before this picture first?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the second go around.
Oh, and he went to he
Yeah,
played a little
when he
baseball.
came back from baseball. This is when.
What a guy, dude! This guy just plays
two sports.
Was he good at baseball?
Well, more sports actually, because I know he used to golf too.
Well, I heard he's a DJ in golfing.
Yeah.
But before we get off the picture, we're gonna hop on to his jersey after and what he's wearing because it actually sold for tons of money. But we'll get into that in a second. There's a conspiracy behind this picture, so. If you look really close, and we'll probably do like a little zoomed up version, but Google a picture yourself, last shot, Jordan's last shot photo. If you look, the conspiracy is that, what was it, what's he holding up, the 6 rings, right?
The kid's like, I think he's like this or something like that.
Kid in the crowd like this. And
the shot clock, it looks like it's 6.6, I'm pretty sure, a shot clock, and they were getting their 6th ring. And the kid was holding up a 6.
So that's so that's it. All right.
But if you look at like an enhanced version, it's 6.6.
Wow. Okay. So that being said, what do we think? Drop it down. Is it a devil conspiracy like 666?
Or did the kid just see into the future? It's like, hey, he's about to bury this. They're about to get their 6th ring.
And he's about to be the best of all time in multiple respects. Like, shout out to him having all the Jordans. Like, that's how I started, at least with business. Flipping his shoes.
You were a huge sneakerhead when we were younger.
Dude, they were awesome. Literally, like every single one. They're still releasing variations that they released years ago. Like 1998s, 1995s.
The shorts. Jordan shorts were a big thing growing up too. If you didn't have Jordan shorts, people looked at you funny sometimes.
Oh, basketball shorts.
It was a big thing to brag about.
What is he wearing now? Playoff 14s?
I'm terrible with shoes.
I think so.
In the last shot.
13s?
14s. He has the black and yellow, like the 14s with the
black and red.
Yeah, well, he has the.
They're always black and red on the playoffs.
Well, I'm pretty sure he has the black. He has the last shot, the 14s one. That's what I call the last shot.
Another thing about this picture is the jersey he's wearing.
Big.
Yeah. Big. So if you saw the documentary on Netflix, Lastdance, right? So to highlight about this picture, the jersey he's wearing actually just sold for $10.1 million, making it the most expensive sports like piece of sports clothing ever sold.
Yeah, it beats I think one of the most expensive jerseys besides that is like a Mickey Mantle or like Joe DiMaggio, one of them.
I think number 2 was an interesting piece. I don't know if it was baseball, but it was something else. It was someone I didn't hear of. But we'll drop it down and let us know if you know.
The 2 years he retired was basically a 1 or 2 year ban for
It was
his
2 years.
gambling. Yeah, so the league basically did like a secret ban because you're not going to announce one of the best players in basketball is getting a suspension for gambling.
All right, so Jordan had the sneakers, he had the Lastshot 14s, he had the $10 million jersey on,
Crazy.
getting defended by Byron Russell, and all these years later, it was 2018 or something?
Yeah, he came out with a statement about that sequence right there when he makes that shot about, he knew Jordan's spots, he knew where Jordan's sweet spots were, where he liked to go, and, I think Jordan's like an inch shorter, so I think Jordan's like 6'6", Byron Russell's like 6'7", 6'8", around there, and he about the same weight at that time too. So he's like, there's no way he would beat me to that step back, and he's saying Jordan got away with a little nudge.
Well, was the league easier to get away with things then?
Oh yeah.
Like, I know it is.
People were
wasn't
getting
it insane?
clotheslined back then, and you weren't even getting ejected. Now you get an elbow to the face, there's a chance you're hitting the showers. You're done for the night.
Yeah, get kicked out of the game.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
why would you think? My question is, do you think Jordan does something like that? Like, I think maybe a little bit, but like in 2018, maybe you're comparing the rules from nowadays. Like, you're thinking, if you make the comment 20 years later and the rules are insanely different nowadays, it sounds like you're kind of making the comment.
I think he's just still salty that he got beat. He got beat. It's one of the most well-known pictures, well-known shots, and he's the guy that got burnt for the shot, which it's tough. I mean, I'm not talking bad on anybody.
GOAT, though. Like,
they both made it to the NBA. I mean, they're
I
good.
don't know anything about basketball like that, but I know Michaeljordan is.
Yeah.
I collected his sneakers like 20% of my life.
I mean, you can't expect what that says right there. 6.6. 6.6 seconds left. I think there's the fourth quarter. You're expecting the ref to blow the whistle for an offensive foul off of a little thing with the jersey going for $10.1 million. Don't get me wrong, $10.1 million is a lot of money
for a shirt.
It's a game. It's game worn. It's game worn in a very important game. Now, like, do we think anybody's ever going to surpass that from basketball? You think LeBron is going to do that? Because I don't see, like, love Kobe. I think Kobe's one of the second best, probably the second best. But a Kobe jersey, I don't see ever selling for that kind of money.
I think also you have to think that it was valued at $10 million 20, 30 years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like,
can't really talk.
You don't know when his last shot's going to be.
This might resell again. God forbid something ever happens. Somebody's going to hold this over everybody's head. I got this. You could. People are going to upcharge for it.
Well, that's how collectibles work.
Yeah.
Because their markets are like the market's not moved. The price of a collectible is not moved by, like the economy.
No, it's
moved by like
kind of performance and
how they are.
Yeah.
Like, what to do with it. You know what I mean? If it's a sports jersey,
it's crazy. You could like invest in players now while they're playing.
I bet. I mean, this was how you invested in players 20 years ago. You know what I mean? That's the only way to invest in players was to buy their stuff, buy their cards.
If anybody has a ticket stub to this game, that would be dope if you tagged us below and took a picture of it, because one, that'd be awesome to see.
You know,
and if you have
stubs.
Jordan
signed picture. I got it 20 years ago. It was the real picture. I guess after it was signed, it got thrown in that case. Just for perspective, just better detail on the item.
You got the verification thing in the back too.
So it's also have a certification in the back. Not PSA or anything. It was certified by a local dealer. But I'll get PSA eventually when I want to throw it out there. But it's been on my wall for so long, you can actually still see some dust after I wiped it down. But I will be holding this forever. This is probably one of my favorite things that I own. Yeah, no sell is the
diamond hands are out on that.
Is the consensus, because, and I don't know how much, like at least like 5,000 plus probably an autograph with this, a 3, 5, 7, something like that. But the card goes for so much money, like his Fleer rookie card. We have like a 23 karat card, which doesn't go for nearly as much as
The gold might be worth in that. Gold might be worth more than that actual card.
Yeah,
You
right.
melted down the gold.
That's funny.
Obviously, we're not doing that.
Maybe
I don't know. Never say never.
Nah, we'll never do it to you, Mr. Jordan. Yeah, he's super valuable, dude. What do you think about Jordan?
I wish we could have seen more of him because like we saw him when like he was playing on the Wizards and like yeah, it's Michaeljordan, but it wasn't Michaeljordan, if you know what I'm saying. We didn't see prime Jordan. Like I wasn't born. This autograph, like you don't see autographs like this all the time, you know?
Sure.
You got to think, some people back then, like just to get a Jordan autograph, you had to either wait outside all night after the game or show up way before and just pray that, you see his car, he'll roll down the window, get an autograph.
I wonder how many are out there. That's a good question. Because now that I'm thinking about that, PSA probably is at least has the number of how many they grade it. You know what I mean?
I don't even know how, I guess they would base the grading on this off of the signature, but I don't even know if they would be able to grade it. They might just validate the signature.
No, they sorry,
can?
You're right. They don't grade it. They authenticate it. This
gotcha.
is legit. What do you call that? Authentic. This is authentic. He's absolutely right. Good point. They don't give you the same whole 1 to 10 number scale.
It's not like a card, basically.
But it looks like a card, but instead of the number, it says like AUT, like authentic, or something like that.
Listen, there's always going to be somebody that knows more than us on certain topics, and I love that because we want to link in.
We just want to show you what you got. Like, I own this Jordan picture for my entire life. It was a gift from my dad, and he put me on to Jordan. You know what I mean? This is the GOAT. All right, cool. And all these years later, I remember.
And when you were younger, it was Jordan. So it was like,
yeah,
let me get a pair of Jordans. Let me get those shorts. Oh, let me get a Jordan tank top,
Yeah, and then knowing this, I owned this when I started collecting Jordans. That's how my career as an entrepreneur started. I was flipping Jordans because he would sell them. My first pair of sneakers that was like not a pair of like Walmart sneakers, like that I was actually wanted to like start seeing what I bought and just worrying about it, was like the white military blue 4s, military blue retro 4s. I camped out for them. They were $200 or $180. It was all the money I had. It was right after a gift. It was like May something. My birthday was like a week before, and I flipped them for like $300. And I was like, ooh.
And you were a young buck.
And I was only 12, 13, and next 2 years, I had like 60, 70 pairs after that in 2 years. Like from one pair of sneakers, and we just kept flipping it. But this all happened because this dude played basketball.
And you got to think, when you're 12, 13, $300 back then is like,
probably
like $1,000 now.
My collection
to,
at
like,
one
how money
point,
is.
at like 14 years old, was probably worth at least $20,000, $25,000. So I had like 7 pairs of Balenciagas, like all those like fancy.
Yeah, the fancy ones.
I'm not saying that for any kind of like this is cool, but I used to have it to just the same collectible value. I had the first pair, the 1995 retro 5s, the metallic 5s that had Nike Air on the back still before it was the Jordan logo.
Wow.
I remember they were so old they would crumble. They actually crumbled on the sole.
I do remember that.
So sad. The old boxes, they're so pretty with his face in that gray, like with the lines on the front. That's the boxes you really can't get anymore.
Yeah, I'll never forget. My dad, he actually went to Modell's one time. Just went in there to get something crazy.
Yo, this is the second mention of Modell's.
And this is the crazy part. It was when they dropped the Concords, the lows.
Yeah.
When they I don't remember if it was like the first time they dropped or it was like the remake of them.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a line outside Modell's. My dad walked in, he's just grabbing some stuff, walks up to the counter, and the girl goes, "Do you want a pair of Concords?" And he's like, "A who?" Like he had no idea what Concords were.
He was there for the store.
Yeah, like he had no idea. So he comes home and he's like, "Yo, do you ever hear of a Concord?" I'm like,
"Your at the time is probably like."
Yeah, I'm like Concord. I'm like, "Wait, where are you?" He's like, "Modell's." I said, "Are you talking about the Jordans, the Jordan Concords?" He goes, "Yeah, I could have got like 4 pairs of them." I was like, "Dude," I was like, "At that time, if you would have got these and we just resold like 2 pairs of them, you'd have got your money back plus like probably a couple hundred." He's like, "Are you serious?" It just goes to show you.
That's how it worked. We used to camp. I used to camp out. Honestly, how dangerous is this? I used to go in the middle of the parking lot in South Philly and camp out at the age of 12 with nothing on me, like weapons-wise, besides my money to get it. What he's doing nowadays? Is he releasing some fresh sneakers nowadays?
Jordan?
Mr. Michaeljordan.
I mean, he's busy with running the Bobcat. He's got Charlotte locked up.
Does he own it?
Yeah.
Wow, fully or just like a part of it?
I would assume he owns it all.
Yeah.
He's,
I don't know. He's got so much money.
He's got his
right?
own golf course too, which is crazy. People brag about his golf course. I want to get there one day.
He's a killer golfer we hear. He's a great golfer. I would love to golf with him, dude. If you see this,
they said he's got drones that bring you stuff. You know how nuts that is? A drone dropping you off.
I have the luck that I buried a drone with like,
Ford.
If I heard, I feel. Let us know if golf with us at your own risk, but we're not bad. I can hang. I'm probably as competitive as you, but nowhere as close to as good. All right.
But we want to end it with two things. One, what was the first pair of Jordans you ever bought? It'd be awesome if the kid who was holding up the 6, well, he's probably a man at this point. But if you see this video, comment for sure.
Wow.
That would be dope.
Are you out there? Can we find him? Can we find you? We just want to talk. We're not gonna do anything. We just want to talk to you. Yeah, maybe we'll tweet about you. Maybe we'll tweet about you and be like, this is him. But yeah, shout out to you, dude. You're a legend. Absolute legend. Made it in the most famous picture of all time. One of them.
And people are still talking about you.
Especially these people.
And second part, do you think there is a player now that's jersey will sell for more than 10.1 million like Michaeljordan's?
Honestly, do you think there's anything sports that'll sell for like that is insane? What else is worth $10 million? Like a yacht?
Have two things.
Jersey's worth it.
Two things that could possibly beat that. One is anything with LeBron because
now or in 10 years.
10 years from now.
Like now, like if it were now and we're looking back at Jordan like he's LeBron.
No, I'm saying
like if two kids are doing a
like,
podcast in 20 years, like, oh my God, in 2022 he won this 5th.
My own take on this: LeBron's waiting for little Bronny and Bryce to get into the league. I think somehow, some way, he manages to win a championship with his two kids
on the team.
Yeah, as players.
Yeah.
You got to think that the NBA rule now is you don't have to go to college. I think you just have to be.
All right, so that is literally the only thing that I can think of because LeBron and Jordan, you know, that's the whole argument of all time. Who's better? Who's the GOAT? Obviously, I will never say anybody's the GOAT besides Jordan. He's got the GOAT status in my opinion. Also, I'm not Mr. Basketball over here. That being said, if LeBron's children, not even like if one joins him, that's nuts. But you're saying two?
Yeah, I think it's like a 2-year difference.
It's
between
possible though. Like
LeBron's little LeBron.
Is LeBron still in his 30s though?
Little Bronny, yeah. LeBron's in his 30s.
37, 36, something like that.
Little Bronny is, I think, a sophomore or junior in high school. So technically,
so he could get drafted.
He could get drafted, and then he would play in the G. This is a whole different sport. Shohei Ohtani. We haven't seen a player who could pitch and hit the way he does.
All right, so remember this. That's his call. His call's
Ohtani.
LeBron if his kids were on the team. Other than that,
I don't know.
It's going to stay the most expensive thing for quite some time. All right, guys, remember, subscribe to our channel. Like I said, I hope you love this content we covered today. Autograph from Michaeljordan, the GOAT himself. If you want to follow us on Instagram, catch us at financialprofessional, on TikTok at all.investments, and on Twitter at altinvestments_.